The dream city of the old man was slowly and steadily getting built. He became the mayor of the city to govern the city better. So now that he became the mayor, he needed an office to observe and maintain the city from. So he got an office built for himself, which became the control unit of the city. Similarly, plant and animal cells have an organelle which forms the control unit of the cell. It controls and maintains the entire cell. And this organelle is known as the nucleus. Now notice the location of the nucleus in the plant cell and in an animal cell. In an animal cell, while the nucleus is almost centrally located, in the plant cell, it is located towards the boundary. So just like the walls of the mayor's office separated it from the rest of the city and gave it its privacy, similarly, the nucleus is bound by a membrane on all sides. And it separates the nucleus from the rest of the cell. And this membrane is known as the nuclear membrane. Nuclear comes from the word nucleus. So what is the nuclear membrane enclosing within itself? Well, the nuclear membrane is enclosing a fluid matrix within it known as the nucleoplasm. So nucleo comes from the word nucleus and plasm means liquid. So nucleoplasm is the fluid or the nuclear liquid that is present inside the nucleus and is bound by the nuclear membrane. So the nuclear membrane was enclosing the nucleoplasm. So what is present outside the nucleus? What is this? Well, cell fluid is present outside the nucleus, and this cell fluid is known as cytoplasm. Now, the nucleus, being the control unit of the cell, needs to interact with other molecules. Now, how will a molecule pass through the nuclear membrane if it is a continuous structure? Well, just like the cell wall of a plant cell had pores that allowed the free entry and exit of all molecules, even the nuclear membrane has pores on its body which allows these molecules to pass through it. Do you want to know what is inside the nucleus? Well, if you take a nucleus and observe it under the high magnifying power of an electron microscope, you will find these thread-like structures scattered in the fluid matrix or the nucleoplasm that is present inside the nucleus. Now, if you stain these thread-like structures with appropriate stains, they'll appear bright and colorful. Now, what are these thread-like structures? Let us find out. These colorful thread-like structures are known as chromatin fibers. Chromatin comes from the word chroma, which means colorful, and fibers are thread-like structures. So chromatin fibers are thread-like structures. Now you see these ropes lying around at home. Now notice carefully, you will see that very thin structures coil together to form intermediate strands like these. And these intermediate strands further coil together to form the thick ropes. So similarly, the chromatin fibers during cell division, it coils and condenses further to form this structure which is known as the chromosome. Now what is this chromosome or these chromatin fibers made of? Well, they are made up of individual units known as DNA. These DNA coils and packages further to form the chromatin fibers, and which during cell division coils and condenses further to form chromosomes. Now, what is the difference between the DNA and the chromatin fibers? Well, the DNA does not only coil alone to form the chromatin fibers, it does so together with proteins. So, chromatin fiber is nothing but DNA along with a few proteins. Now, if you compare this yarn with the DNA molecules and the intermediate strands with the chromatin fibers and the thick ropes with the thick chromosomes, you'll understand this better. See, the DNA molecules coil together to form chromatin fibers or the intermediate strands, and the chromatin fibers further coil and condense to form chromosomes, which are thick rope-like structures like these. See, you can see a distinct nucleus here. As you enter the nucleus through the nuclear pore, you find these thread-like chromatin fibers. These thread-like chromatin fibers further coil and condense to form these thick chromosomes. You can see so many children here, almost your age, coming from different backgrounds and different ethnicities. Now, what is the cause behind their color difference, their body color, or their eye color, or their hair color? Well, yes, nucleus, which is the controlling unit of the cells, is responsible for these differences between different people. Nucleus and the nuclear material present inside the nucleus, that is DNA, controls all these characteristics. Now, what inside the DNA? How do the DNA control so many different factors, such as your hair color or your eye color, your skin color? Let us see. Well, these are DNA strands. Now you see these colored portions in a DNA strand. Well, these are specific regions in a DNA that controls these different features. And these specific regions in the DNA, they are known as genes. So we discussed about the nuclear membrane, the nucleoplasm, that is the fluid that the nuclear membrane encloses, and these colorful thread-like structures known as the chromatin fibers. Now, what is this globular structure inside the nucleus? What is this known as? What are its characteristics? Well, let us find out. This globular structure, unlike the nucleus, is membraneless. That is, it is not bound by a membrane. Also, it helps in the manufacture of proteins. And itself, it is very proteinaceous in nature. That is, it is made up of proteins. So, the name of this structure that is present inside the nucleus is known as nucleolus. So, it is this globular structure which is known as the nucleolus.